Alrighty, guys, we're back for No Mice Boros Auras, and this is a Foundation standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. Alright, we have a pretty generic list of auras in here with 4 Ethereal Armors, 4 Shardmage's Rescue, and 4 Sheltered by Ghosts. And those are some very powerful auras, huh? Especially when we pair them with all 4 Optimistic Scavengers as well. You guys knew it was going to be in here, right? So outside of the generic list of auras and enchantment pieces, right, we have some pretty neat things. We have Nalaar, Consul of Revival, for example. This is a 2-mana, 2/3 legendary creature rocking Boros colors up there. Thopters you control have haste, okay? Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. So how are we going to be doing that in here? Well, we have some plot cards. Slickshot Show-Off, all 4 of them making the cut. So, of course, when you plot something, you exile the card, then you can cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. So that's how the plot reads. It's going to pair beautifully with that Nalaar ability. We have other plot cards in here, all for Demonic Ruckus, fitting the Nalaar theme and the Aura theme. It should really do the thing in here. Other ways to exile stuff off the top, we also have Feldon, which I think is going to be pretty cool to stack a whole bunch of auras on top of. That should be pretty scary for the opponent, a big old chunky Feldon, right? We have Kellan, Planar Trailblazer. This is a 1 red mana, 2/1 legendary creature. We have 3 of them in here. For 1 and a red, if Kellan is a scout, which it's a human fairy scout already, it becomes a human fairy detective and gains whenever Kellan deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Okay, cool. And then the bottom ability for 2 and a red, if Kellan is a detective, it becomes a 3/2 human fairy rogue and gains double strike as well. That's pretty cool to have in an aura deck list, right? If you're stacking it with a bunch of auras and getting its power going, then being able to give Kellan double strike on its own with its own ability seems really neat, right? You know what pairs well with double strike too? We do have all 4 Monstrous Rage. When I was going over the generic stuff, right, I probably should have threw Monstrous Rage into that mix of generic cards. We do have a little bit of protection with a Skrelv making the cut this time because we have a very small, like, legendary creature theme, but not really, but kind of, sort of. With that being said, we do have a Plaza of Heroes over here in the mana base. Not necessary at all, but yeah, I think it'll be fine. Top end too, Etali's Favor making the cut, fitting the Aura theme and the Exile theme on the Nalaar thanks to the Discover 3. I think it's going to be terrific in here. All right, in the mana base, 22 total mana. I talked about the Plaza of Heroes, but we also have Restless Bivouac, all 4 Inspiring Vantage, and 4 Battlefield Forge as well. So opting for all the fast land, and we have a pretty even split in here, so even split in the mana base too. Guys, no honorable mentions today. Let me know at the very least what should have made the cut as an honorable mention. But remember, I called it No Mice Boros Auras, so no mice allowed this time round. All right, I do my dandies to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? I don't know, man. It should be pretty good, but I'll tell you what. I'm overdue for some losses. We just came from our mono red aggro, which had a bunch of mice in it, funny enough. And it did really well. And now I'm terrified. I'm overdue for some losses. Ooh, this is a really good. Wow, we go first too. A really good first hand. Keeping this. See what we can get done here. We might go right into the Sheltered by Ghost just to have some protection on the Kellan. But we'll see. We might also just activate the Kellan ability. Start to see more. Although the Kellan ability it does read this turn. Oh, Golgari colors. It's probably Nalaar then. We'll go for the swing. Well, Yeah, I guess, what are the odds that they go 2 cut downs on the same turn? Low? Right? More likely to see like a go for the throat for the turn or anoint with affliction or something. And that would just hit the Pia Nalaar. And Sheltered by Ghost has to put in work later on to pick up a demon. So it would have been great to get the Ward 2 going, but it only helps the Kellan survive a couple extra turns. Uh-oh, there goes the Sheltered by Ghosts. So activating the Kellan ability. Okay. Right, let's see what they end up doing here. We have a lot of 1-mana cards. Yeah, let's just see what they end up doing. Probably end up taking all this, right? We see a 1-mana card off the Trailblazer. That could be really good. That might be what we end up activating. They say if you want to double down on Monstrous Rage, go for it. It's not a great block for them is the problem. We're going to hold the Monstrous Rage. Call me crazy, guys. We're just going to go for the Kellan and see if we see a 1-mana card. Or we don't have to worry about it. We still go for the excess damage anyways. Now, let's see if we find a 1-mana card. Oh no, Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh no, come back. No, come back. Go back to the top of my deck list, please. That's terrible, guys. That could have been... so activated the Kellan ability there. First of all, waiting till turn 4, that would have been much better, because that opens, like, everything up. But also, I played the 3rd mana, though, so that way I could hold the Monstrous Rage open at the same time, too. Gets another Deep Cavern Bat. They take one of the Monstrous Rages. They know everything in our hands, so they decided that that's what they wanted to do. They do go for the swing with the first one. Back up to 15. Oh, another Kellan is actually terrible. So maybe we play our 4th mana. We activate Kellan's ability. If this is a cut down, though, man, we spent a lot of mana on nothing. Oh, crap, guys. Oh, crap. All right, we start with the swing. Let's see what we could come up with. Right, go to the blocking step first. They're letting it through. So we just, like, see things off the top with the Trailblazer effect, right? I shouldn't have played the mana, but again, we wanted all 4 on the board because the Monstrous Rage double strike. Actually, that's too good to pass up. That's 14 damage, isn't it? We got to do it. We have to. It brings them down to 1. It's mana. Okay, not punished so far. Okay, Demonic Ruckus could have been really good, though. But now we're going to lose the Trailblazer. But they were letting it go. Even if they blocked the Kellan, the Monstrous Rage still would have been really good. We would have gotten the other Monstrous Rage back, too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know why this is hard for me to think through right now for some reason. Of course, we are up against Golgari, which is a very... Wow, what just happened, dude? I don't know, man. I was just like... I was playing around something. I was playing around something for a little bit, and then I wasn't. And then here we are with a victory for some reason. I don't even know what to say about that first game, guys. Let's just go into the next one. I mean, here's something to say. I definitely could have played it out a little better too, right? Everything felt a little bit weird. It was kind of crazy that we pulled that off. There were some awkward interactions with that Kellan where we had tough decisions of, do we not spend the mana to play the things in our hand and wait to see what we see on Kellan? Or, yeah, like, do we go for the buff now, extra damage, or do we wait to see if we see something off the top for the Pia Nalaar ability too? That was, yeah. That's it. we go first. We're going to try this because I'm going to go for a turn 2 Kellan, because our turn 1's going to be the Restless Bivouac. And a turn 2 Kellan means we'll have Shardmage's Rescue open, which could be excellent here. Toadstool Admirer, okie dokies. All right, opponent. What you got for my Kellan? Sheltered by ghosts? Aw, sheltered by ghosts. Gasp. All right. It's good. It's really good. Because hopefully that was their one piece of spot removal for now. I'll probably go right into Etali's favor, try to find another creature over anything else, even though everything else is really freaking good. They do go for the swing. Up to 22. Slickshot Show-Off is excellent, dude. That might mean we take the turn for the plot. Ethereal Armor over the Monstrous Rage, because Monstrous Rage onto the Slickshot is probably a little better. If they do kill the Kellan, we lose all of our enchantments right now anyways. We do it like this, right? We'll swing. They're going to go back up to 19 next turn. Maybe a little bit higher. Oh, we got to... Yeah, I got a little scared there for a second. I was like, what did I do wrong? No, we have to get out of the combat step before we could play cards. Oh, another sheltered by ghosts. Crap, guys. That's definitely not what I want to see here. So if I would have held back completely, I wouldn't have been worth it. Oh, and an Audacity. They're going back up to 22, guys. It's like we didn't even scratch the surface. 4th mana is great. That's really good. All right, Slickshot Show-Off. What can we get done, huh? Oh, well, that is a shame. We'll go for maximum damage. Go, go, go. Nice. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure we're out of this game, though, unfortunately. We'll see what we can pull off. We got 3 mana. It's not another Sheltered by Ghosts, right? Right, guys? Feather of Flight. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Ethereal Armor? Oh, buddy. Crap? You know what we could see? Oh, holy cow. Sheltered by Ghosts. Hi. Well, now no one's gonna... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That doesn't work. It doesn't work in our favor. Wait. Yeah. They have Ward 4. Because they have double Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Yeah, no, we had 4 mana, so... We could put it on the ground. Maybe block. Get a Kellan back. Maybe. Pick up a Sheltered by Ghosts. Nothing seems great, man. We should probably put maybe the... I don't know, man. I'm really struggling to play this deck list right now, first of all. For some reason, I have no idea why. We should probably take one of the Sheltered by Ghosts, and it needs to be the one that's... Okay, the bottom one here, right? Get the Kellan back, but it's still going to be swinging in the air, so we can't attack with our Slickshot Show-Off for the turn. Which just doesn't seem great at all. So maybe we take it out of the air. That way we'll have a blocker on the ground. Man, it's too bad. Oh, it has Ward 6, guys. Oh. Let's take it out of the air. We don't get our Kellan back. We'll attempt to block with the Nalaar next turn. We'll swing. We'll go back up to 8. And we can take 7. No. We can take 6 here, potentially, with the block. Just hanging on for dear life. Very much the opponent's game, but trying to think through it to the best of my ability to see how long we can actually stick around, right? It looks like it still might be over, guys. Shardmage's Rescue would buff it up to 11, thanks to the Ethereal Armor. And the Rescue's ability itself as well. I got so excited to see that Sheltered by Ghost, but all that extra ward. We survived, guys. Well, the opponent's at 27. Oh, easy peasy. Easy peasy, man. Just a couple swings. We got this, right? Oh, we do have Restless Bivouac to power up, potentially. Oh, Armored Armadillo. I think the opponent has had a hard time with removal recently, and I 110%, I back this play, man. I like this. I like that a lot. Actually, Armored Armadillo getting boosts from cards like Ethereal Armor is actually really sick because the toughness is so extreme. Yeah, we're not gonna take the turn for blocks, guys. We're gonna swing and let them get this. Actually, they're gonna be trampling through the Show-Off anyways. Would have been 5 getting through, gaining 4, but we lose our only successful creature. So we play it out. We go for the swing. We do the fun thing and then let them swing on in. This is the best way to concede, rather than just smacking the concede button. They do decide to block with the Armored Armadillo. All right. So we do go back up to 7 there. Good game, opponent. So I wonder what other ward creatures they have packed in too. With these, this could be a great budget deck list, right? Selesnya budget enchantments or something. With the Armored Armadillo just being a common and the Toadstool Admirer being a common too. I mean, the best removal in the deck is just uncommon. Ethereal Armor's uncommon. Audacity's uncommon too. If you do end up packing a budget deck list with too many uncommons, it is very possible to run out of uncommon wild cards, even if you are getting a whole bunch of packs and doing all your dailies and everything too. So depending on the deck list, like sometimes if the whole deck list is just uncommons, that can still be pretty expensive, man. But I like that. I like the opponent's deck list. All right. We can't complain about this. Yeah, we go first too. I think... Oh, hello, opponent. We don't get many hellos. Just take the turn for the Demonic Ruckus setup over the Kellan, since we don't know what we're up against yet. Spyglass Siren, nice. All right, let's do... I kind of want to save the Nalaar and Demonic Ruckus as a surprise. At the same time, though, we should probably just do it. Swing with our 1/1 and see what happens here, too. Cool. I guess it would have been nice to have Nalaar established before playing Demonic Ruckus. That way we could have swung with it, too, before it got picked up by something. But Demonic Ruckus does replace itself with this ability at the very least. So that's not bad, right? Ruckus, and then we draw. But I guess maybe having the setup would have been a little better. Against Demir Tempo, do we just dump the creatures onto the board? Probably not. What do you guys feel about this? All into the Thopter? Because Scavenger already has a pretty big target on its back. So if they take time for removal on the Thopter... Oh, it's just a Preacher of the Schism for the turn. And we do find our 3rd mana too, which is really good, man. Alright. And our hand is looking like exactly what you want it to look like. Sheltered by Ghosts. This time, first of all, we want to pick up the Preacher of the Schism. This time, onto the Thopter again, because Monstrous Rage is the play for the turn, right? And we full swing, they try the block, but yeah, that's rough, dude. That's rough business. And onto the Thopter. Again, Scavenger has a huge target on his back. Problem is, it's just a 3-2, though. If I would have gotten it up to a 4-3 after the Monstrous Rage went away, then we could have played around a cut down. Which is noteworthy. However, they find their 4th mana, so it still could be generic spot removal anyways. They pass it back. Okay, play the Vantage. Attempt the Ethereal Armor. Onto the Thopter. And if it lands, we'll put the counter onto the Scavenger. It kind of feels weird where we're leaning heavily into the Thopter side of things. But we don't want that. Like, if they remove Scavenger, they get the Preacher of the Schism back is the big thing here. Huh. I guess we swing? Yeah, we're forcing removal on the Thopter. Oh, Fairy Mastermind, but we have Trample on the Thopter too. They still need removal. Sheoldred's Edict. Oh. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. Okay. I didn't think that through all the way, right? With spot removal in hand and a flash creature, it's pretty good for the opponent. For a second there, I thought there was going to be a trade. I'm not thinking these games out completely all the way through. I apologize, guys. Oh, buddy. Whew, we got there. All right, not getting punished, but after this video, it's time for a cat nap. I know that much, man. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I guess like too much magic today too. This is the 4th video that I'm recording, so I apologize, guys. Hopefully the deck list is at the very least cool enough, right? So even if my plays are bad, the deck list is at the very least doing something neat, hopefully. Opponent goes first. I can't see anything wrong with this hand. Like, more 1-drops would be fine, but we could draw into it right away since we're on the draw. Yeah, we keep this. I'll try to play a little better here for the end of the video as well. Or for the second half of the video, I should say. Get that Demonic Ruckus plotted up. Nothing for you to spot remove this turn, but they're ready, right? They're definitely ready. Okay, we can play the plains successfully and plot it on up. This is gonna be cool, dude. Taking the time for some setup. See if they play a 3-mana card. It'd kind of be ideal. Tiny Bones. No, they're going to keep the 2 open for removal. Another Monstrous Rage. So Plaza can come down. Nalaar. We'll try it. We know that this is spot removal, but we'll try it, right? I definitely don't want to play Feldon. Like, first of all, if it's not spot removal, then we definitely want Nalaar before we play all of these plot cards. That's good news, right? We're at least getting 1 Thopter here before they remove the Pia. And there it goes. It is a go for the throat. If it was a cut down, we could have played around it with a Monstrous Rage, but this also works pretty darn well, doesn't it? Demonic Ruckus. Oh, the Thopter loses haste too. The Nalaar is gone. So we maximize damage for the turn, right? Because there's going to be more spot removal next turn anyways. Get the opponent down to 11, and it would have been down to 9 if Nalaar survived, which is actually insane to think about. A Demonic Ruckus is such a good aura since it replaces itself, dude. Wow, it's a cut down. They might have missed. Optimistic Scavenger. Dude, we're drawing really well. Try the Scavenger first. Feldon. It is going to be removal for the Slickshot Show-Off, unfortunately. Let's see what we see on the Demonic Ruckus. But we can still get there, guys. We got, I mean, oh, Nalaar. That's not bad. Yeah, they got the trade. This is until the end of your next turn. Well, could maximize damage again, I guess. They chump, but we'll still maximize that damage. Or maybe we don't completely go all in. Maybe we boost the Scavenger since Feldon's dying anyways. We see 1 off the top from the Feldon. Opponent's down to 7. We're in danger, guys. We are. It's going to be another Scavenger, though. That's pretty good. Some well-placed spot removal is all it takes sometimes. That is cut down number 2. Lord Skitter. Yeah, dude. All right, let's see what we can pull off here. Wow, Demonic Ruckus. I'm tempted to by the plot. They used so much. Oh, we can only do the plot anyways. Yeah, that's one of those things. That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I feel like I'm not playing to the best of my ability, where for some reason I thought I was still going to have 2 open. Swing in the air. Down to 6. It's like I said, though, I think we're in a lot of danger. The game has gone on for too long for Mono Black, which means they could have incredible top-end things, first of all. Wow. The good news is it's not a top-end thing that has a lifelink or something, so... Demonic Ruckus is going to have to go into the Thopter. Then, another Optimistic Scavenger. That's something else, dude. Holy cow. Holy cow, dude. They got 2 blockers on the ground. 2 perfect blockers on the ground, so we can only swing in the air. So Deep Cavern Bat is going to be able to block in the air, but Menace should be able to get us there. Dude. It's kind of performing all right, isn't it? Go for the swing on the Overlord. Let's see what they grab. Yeah, if they would have been able to grab a second... so we go no blocks. A second flyer that can block the Menace. Then they'd still be in this, depending on what we see off the top. They dropped the good game. We dropped the good game in return. And Sheltered by Ghost off the top is huge, man. I can't believe this. 75% deck win rate so far. The deck is just carrying me at this point. I hope I'm playing it out well enough, but it's like I said, I keep missing little things here and there. Or maybe I'm being too hard on myself too. That's always a possibility. Guys, while I have you here towards the middle end-ish of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too. And also, guys, the YouTube nonsense. If you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoyed the channel, then consider subscribing as well, because it really does help out the channel. Everything I just mentioned really helps out the channel. So thank you guys. All right, we go first. The hands have been good. Yeah, we keep this. It's been drawing really good too. All right, we'll risk the turn 1 Scavenger. When you have Shardmage's Rescue as well, what you really... Wow, it's a duress. They looked at that Scavenger like a cut down was coming, man. I was like positive. Anyways, when you have the Shardmage's Rescue, it's a good idea to try maybe a turn 2. But also, we didn't have double white anyways, so... Yeah, we'll go for... No, we'll go for the plot on the Slickshot Show-Off. Pia Nalaar next turn. I was gonna say, since, especially now that we have 2 Pia Nalaars, we could just get one down, let them remove one. I'll probably take that Ethereal Armor, because they're not stopping anything with the double Pia Nalaars. It's gonna be some tapped land. I don't mind seeing mana here, though, at all. I accept that trade into the Scavenger if they want to take it. I accept that. They do not accept that, and for good reason at this point, right? But because they're going to gain it back through the swing if they don't plan on blocking. Demolition Field, my Bivouac. I think we grab a Plains. Especially based on what we have here. They grab a Forest. Guys, it's actually Golgari. What? Okay, Monstrous Rage is pretty good, isn't it? Swing? Or do we want to plug everything? Everything has a pretty good target on its back, so how about Pia Nalaar, counter on the Thopter. Opponent's down to 6. Anyone's game, dude. Yeah, up against Golgari, I think they could pull this back. Like, for the turn, untapped Black Source, 2 pieces of well-placed spot removal. But we're spreading our threats out pretty effectively here. There's the untapped Black Source. Tear Asunder. It's only 1 piece of spot removal, which is great news. More mana is not great news. A lot of different enchantments could have wrapped up the game. I'm just going to do this before combat since they're completely tapped out. Down to 3. It's like I said, man, anyone's game for sure. I think they can easily get there. Demolition Field, 5th mana should be scary. It's a Liliana with 2 more mana open. It's an Innkeeper's Talent. That's not bad. They're going back up to 5 here. With the sacrifice, we're going to have to sacrifice our Scavenger this time, I would say, right? We got to keep our... There's no guarantee that we see an enchantment off the top. They might keep this as a blocker. They do. So they're in this. Yeah, we just find a 5th mana. A full swing would be a block into the Show-Off. They take 4. And then they gain 2. So they go back up to 1. So we have to say, accept this trade here. They don't know what's in hand. But that doesn't mean we try to bluff with anything. Okay, we have to accept the trade into the Thopter. We get the Ethereal Armor back, which is important. And we could play the armor now. But if we don't, we want to keep the Forge as the discard to the Liliana's plus ability. But they could also just play another Deep Cavern Bat as well. I'm going to say we don't play it. How do you guys feel about that? Like, it's just a gut feeling. If we put it on any threat, it would probably be the Slickshot Show-Off, especially if they find another Deep Cavern Bat to block the Show-Off anyways. We have to anticipate more removal in the opponent's hand regardless, but what this does is now they take their turn, they drop their removal or whatever they want to do, and then whatever they don't remove is where we plug the Ethereal Armor, which we're actually really struggling to keep enchantments on the board too. Vraska! Oh! Holy cow, guys. Holy cow.
We all have things we'd rather.
It was 2 pieces of spot removal for both of our creatures. We are probably not getting out of this game. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no, we'll keep the Forge to discard. I think we're out. Oh no. Man, yeah, that really could have gone either way. And being at 1 too, the opponent going down to 1 means I probably missed 1 damage somewhere, right? Right? Maybe not. Maybe I effectively played it out to the best of the deck list's ability. Oh, they didn't even want to go plus here. Well, they only had the 1 forest. Okay. I'm going to keep as much in hand as possible, but we're in desperate need of something that is not mana. Deep Cavern Bat, they take our Ethereal Armor. I don't think it matters now, guys. I don't think it matters because our removal in here too, Sheltered by Ghost, requires a creature on the board. Is there anything else that I'm not thinking of that can just slip that 1 damage through? Shardmage's Rescue. You're a little late to the party, buddy. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what, man. That could have really come in handy earlier. All right, I'm still just going to keep it all. They haven't been activating their Liliana, but I want to make sure we have enough here just in case we can actually find another Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, now I am positive there's nothing we can find, right? Because they probably spread these counters wide too. And the fact that they took our armor and the Shardmage's Rescue, like if we still had those in hand. A cut down too, wow. And Keeper's Talent, no, they go all onto the one that can attack, which I guess also makes a little bit of sense. I thought maybe they were going to spread it out. Yeah, they have enough now to lose the 1 life to the plus on the Vraska. It actually gets the Liliana to 6 as well. It's another Shardmage's Rescue. Oh no, guys. We just kind of saw everything in a little bit of an awkward order, but we're going to let the opponent play this one out. Yeah, totally. Sunslayer. And now they spread the counters wide on the other Deep Cavern Bat, I can imagine. Huh, they actually start with the Proliferate. Maybe that way they can do the -6. Oh, holy cow. That was a lot of damage. And they don't go -6 on Liliana? I'm a little upset by this. All right, let's go ahead and plot up the Demonic Ruckus. That's funny, dude. We saw a lot of things that we needed to see at a little bit of a different time, huh? Second Demonic Ruckus for this game actually would have been really good. No. We didn't have Demonic Ruckus this game, huh? Got the deck win rate down to a 60%. That's about right. And I'm pretty sure it'll keep falling a little bit, right? And balance itself around a 50% win rate if I had to guess. Because some of those victories felt pretty lucky too. That game actually felt a little unlucky. I think, yeah, it was anyone's game the whole time. Golgari can easily make a comeback when we were seeing so much, right? But at the same time, bro, we're almost 40 minutes in. I should probably call it there, especially since it's getting very late at night. Guys, I apologize again, and maybe I am being a little too hard on myself, but I just feel like I'm missing a lot of things today. But luckily, the deck list carried me through to some victories, which was very satisfying in that last game too. When it can go either way, we still have to be pretty satisfied by that. When the meta is so incredibly brutal, and especially Golgari for me personally, dude, it's really hard to win against Golgari. I really struggle against those ones. Maybe it's just like the type of deck list that I like to play. But when it is that close, we have to still be a little bit satisfied, especially when we decided to try something a little off meta. And I say a little because we're still playing with just huge, heavy hitters, just beasts of cards that we know pair well together. Ethereal Armor, Scavenger, Shardmage's Rescue, Monstrous Rage, Sheltered by Ghosts. Yeah. We know that those all work well in Boros auras already. I just thought we'd be a little silly, drop the mice, drop the Heartfire hero nonsense, right? And try something a little different. And I'm actually pretty satisfied. It's not going to be as good as the already, I hate to call it solved, right? The already solved Boros auras. I don't like saying solved, but that's kind of sort of what it is, right? That's kind of what we're seeing most often with those lists. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because Valiant works so well with all these aura abilities and whatnot. This was still really neat, man. Slickshot Show-Off has just completely fallen off the map. I don't know when the last time we saw an opponent playing with Slickshot Show-Off. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you guys still see people playing with this? Are you still playing with this? I think it's worthwhile still playing. Still a very powerful creature. It's crazy, dude. Like, it's crazy the power level of standard. It really is, because like there's so many cards that's like, why does no one play with this? What's going on? Maybe it's me. I might just be in my own little bubble over here, never seeing Slickshot Show-Off ever. But holy cow, I'd say this performed very well today. And of course, the plot pairing with the Pia Nalaar is really sick. And Pia Nalaar was really sick in general today, wasn't it? The extra Thopters really came in handy, especially when the opponents were moving everything all the time, no matter what deck list they're playing. They got 4 pieces of spot removal in their Auras deck list, and they see 3 pieces of spot removal out of the 4, right? That's just how it is, and that's how it's always going to be. And that at that point, that's not like getting unlucky. That's just like what you have to anticipate and what you have to build your deck list around. It's not, I'm being a little silly there, right? It's not that they're literally just playing 4 pieces, but I am getting at the opponent is usually going to see the spot removal they need. So how can your deck list actually prepare for that? One of those ways is going wide, and Pia Nalaar kind of helps us do that. There are going to be some games where Pia Nalaar misses the Thopters because you're actually missing the exile abilities on your cards. That being said, it's a similar concept to where you're going to miss counters on the Scavenger if you're missing the enchantments. So the deck list is trying to do a lot of different things. But usually, I'd say there's still a pretty decent balance in here. Excuse me, guys. Skrelv Defector Mite as the one of. This could potentially be dropped, but I do think you're going to appreciate having extra protection and having that protection on a creature. I also think that Skrelv helps you slip past a lot of incredibly powerful blockers too. Once those Golgari deck lists, we're seeing several different types of Golgari, by the way, but one of them is demons. And just big old chunky flying demons that are very hard to swing into, because if you do swing into it and if a couple of your creatures die or something, then you're also losing life as well. So, but pretty much any of the chunky demons is going to be hard to swing into unless you boosted your creatures above the 6/6. Outside of that, you could just have Skrelv call black, and then you get right by the demons anyways. So yeah. I actually like this one of, but since we didn't see it today, this could potentially be one that you drop and opt for something that you like a little bit more. That being said too, I do like that we have a very, very small legendary creature theme in here with the Plaza of Heroes as well. So our legendary creatures being Kellan, Skrelv, Feldon, and Pia Nalaar, and then Plaza of Heroes to help with that. And this is also another unnecessary thing as a one of. Just go up whatever you think is best for the mana base. And you know what would be actually a good one is Vel'Gavoth's Lair. Yeah. Since that's an enchantment land, that also pairs well with the Eerie on the Optimistic Scavenger. Outside of that, though, we don't have any other Eerie abilities in here, so sometimes Vel'Gavoth's Lair is just coming down as a tapped land. But at the very least, then, too, you get to call the color, so mana fixing, too, so that's kind of important, right? I actually liked Etali's Favor enough to consider more of these too. If anything that I'm talking about going down is intriguing to you, like you don't like the Skrelv and stuff, then maybe the card to go up is actually Etali's Favor. It's also just a common too, so it's actually pretty sick, right? Speaking of common and uncommons and whatnot, how budget friendly is this deck list? I don't think it's that bad, is it? Let me see. Okay, uncommon, uncommon. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Oh, crap. All right, that is a lot of uncommons, isn't it? Oh, we have the common with the Etali's Favor. Uncommon on Demonic Ruckus. Wow. Then we have rare, Kellan's rare, Pia Nalaar's rare, rare Feldon, rare Skrelv. And of course the dual lands too, but at the very least you could play those in other deck lists as well. But No, it's actually, I would consider this not budget friendly. Even though that, like, yeah, uncommons are, like, you can run out of uncommons pretty fast, and that's a lot of uncommons. And a good chunk of rares too, but what about the do not craft list? Is this one to potentially not craft? Probably. And instead of the do not craft list, though, put it on the craft a little bit less based on your collection list, right? So definitely base it on your collection, because you're not going to see Nalaar outside of other lists, outside of this list, right? We just never see this pop up anywhere. It needs to be a very dedicated deck list where you happen to have stuff in exile that you're playing, which is kind of hard to do. We've tried Nalaar in mid-range deck lists in the past. Honestly, Nalaar performed way better today than ever before. Honestly, I don't think we've ever had that much success with Nalaar. Usually it just comes down, doesn't do anything, and then the opponent removes it, which says something, right? I guess it has a pretty big target on its back, maybe. So I don't know, man. So like, if you don't have all three of these, you only have one, then just play with the one and go up to something else. And that's what I mean by craft a little bit less, right? And that goes for everything in here at that point too. But then at the same time, you're taking out part of the heart of the deck, part of the soul of it too. But you might be able to find budget options to trade out too. But yeah, like I said, base it on your collection. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess it performed well enough to say craft a little bit less based on your collection rather than just the do not craft list, because this week especially we played a couple jank lists that were so janky. I got to put a warning down in the description of the video, right? When I'm put the warnings up, I'm going to try to do this more often too. I'm going to put the warning right above where the deck list is, and then I'm going to move the deck list link to the bottom underneath that too. So so that way the warning is there before, like, as you're scrolling down through the description. But that's besides the point. I don't think this deck list actually needs that warning, luckily. And honestly, there might actually be a little bit of something here. Oh, that's actually something to bring up, right? So when I say craft a little less based on your collection, I'm also being a little silly with the whole no mice theme, right? No mice allowed. Well, maybe you had a couple Ember Heart Challengers, but you don't have the Nalaars. Well, there you go, right? You could go up the mice instead, and that would be perfect. And actually, isn't Heartfire Hero? No, Heartfire Hero is also an uncommon. That's actually that would be even more uncommons, but yeah. Yeah, so you don't have to be as silly as me. You could also consider the mice too. At that point, though, you might as well just go the other generic Boros route too. So, or solved, if that's what you want to call it, right? All right, guys. Hey, you made it this far into the video. Holy cow. Hi. No, seriously, thank you so much. Making it to the end of the videos really helps out. That is very awesome. And seriously, thank you so much for being here and lasting through my rambling too. Bro, it is bedtime. It's not just going to be a cat nap. It's going to be a full night's rest after this one. So, guys, thanks again for being here, and I will see you in the next video.